I grew up in a very large family. Our social media was sitting around a big table listening to stories about back in the day. One of my favorites was how my great-grandparents met. Florence Elizabeth Santel was born in Halifax, Nova Scotia. In the year 1900, she took the train to Vancouver to find work. She was 18. It was customary for the ladies of St. James Anglican Church to make fruit baskets for seafarers coming in on ships bringing supplies from all over the world to this booming city. In early 1903, Florence went to the Mission to Seafarers with a basket of fruit as she had done many times before. But on this day, a blonde-haired Swedish sailor caught her eye. His name was Charles Robert Westrand. He was 29 years old and had been a seafarer since he was 13. She gave Charles her basket of fruit. Every day for the next week, Florence went back to the mission to see Charles. She and the sailor fell in love. Then it was time for the ship to sail. Fearing the authorities would not like him jumping ship, Charles boarded with the rest of his crewmates, but not before promising Florence that he would return soon to marry her. He told her to look out her window every morning, and he would be there when he could. Friends and family told her she would never see him again. Florence, they told her, he's gone for good. But every morning Florence looked out her window to see if Charles was there. More than a month had passed when one morning Florence looked out her window, and there he stood with a bouquet of flowers in his hand. As the story goes, Charles had jumped ship in Portland, Oregon, and set off to Vancouver on foot. On the first night he fell asleep on the side of the trail, and when he woke up his shoes and money were gone, and he had to walk barefoot to Vancouver. Charles and Florence were married November 7th, 1903 in Vancouver. Charles started a new life as a longshoreman. Together they raised 10 children. It has been 108 years since Florence met Charles at the Mission to Seafarers in Vancouver. I am their great-granddaughter, Kathryn Murray, and now I work for the Mission to Seafarers. I often think of them when I'm at work and am thankful to have such a great love story to tell around my table.